Hey bakers! So if you have ever wondered how much should I charge for my cakes? How much does an 8-inch cake cost? How much does a half-kilo cake cost? How much should I charge as a beginner? If you have had any such thoughts before, then don't worry, you have landed to the perfect place because today we are going to talk about cake pricing guide. This is the ultimate guide that you need to charge your cakes confidently and without feeling guilty. Hey bakers, I am Sushma Iyer, your baker, blogger and YouTuber behind spicesandflavors.com. After finishing my course in 2017, unlike my college friends who chose to work in bakeries, I decided to work from home because I wanted to spend maximum time with my kids, raising them as well. So from selling your cakes, selling cupcakes, making theme parties, from bake sale, I have done it all right from this very space that you can see in this video. After so many requests from you guys, specifically in my DMs on Instagram, I decided it's time I should come here, sit down and share with you my knowledge about pricing your cakes. So cost price of a cake is equal to the direct cost plus indirect cost plus your labor cost. That's it. So simple, right? So let's look into each of the components in detail, starting with direct costing. Direct cost, as the name suggests, is basically the cost of all the ingredients that you would use to make your cake. So what I want you guys to do is open up a spreadsheet. Calculating on an Excel sheet or a spreadsheet would be easier, but of course you can do it manually using a pen and a paper as well. So what I want you guys to do is take a spreadsheet, list down every single ingredient, be it even 1/4 teaspoon of a salt, list down that as well. So list down every single ingredient that you would need to make your cake. Say for example, let's take the example of my hot milk cake recipe. So I have a spreadsheet here and I have listed down every single ingredient that I have used in that particular cake. But the point to note here is that you should be charging for only the amount that you're using in the cake. So say suppose you are buying 1 kilo flour from the market, but your cake just needs 250 grams of it, then you won't charge for a kilo of flour that you purchased from the market, right? You have to charge for 250 grams specifically. So take a spreadsheet, note down each and every ingredient that you need to make that particular cake. Correspondingly, note down the quantity of ingredients, say suppose 250 grams of flour, 240 grams of sugar, whatever it is. So your first column would be ingredients list, second column would be the quantity of ingredients needed, and the third column would be the amount. So correspondingly, note down each and every amount, total it up. So this total is what is your direct costing, that is the ingredients cost that you need to make a cake. As a beginner, some of you here might have heard the typical saying or the advice, which is to double or triple the ingredient list and that's your cake price, but no. So no, don't do that. You have realized that that's not the right way and hence you are watching this video, right? So as of now, you have ticked down the direct costing, that is the total cost of all the ingredients from your list. So that's done. Proceeding to the next step, which is the indirect costing. Indirect costing, as the name suggests, is of course are not those things that you need to make the cake directly, but without these elements, without these supporting elements, you won't be able to bake a cake, right? So here's a list of things that comes under the indirect costing. So what you can do is allocate an average amount, say $20 for example. It is totally up to you, so you can decide the value here and allocate that amount as your indirect costing. Or if you would like to know the exact value or the exact price of how much should you be costing your client or how much would be the fair amount, then I have created this cake pricing ultimate guide course just for you. So this course will explain you how much to charge exactly for every specific indirect costing list that I had mentioned few minutes back. So if you would like, you can check out this course, and this course also comes with an Excel sheet. So yes, I have taken the time, the energy and everything to put it into an Excel sheet form. So all you have to do is enter your values there and it would directly calculate, automatically calculate the price for you, saving you a tons amount of time, research and energy. So So yes, either you can go by an average method of adding just a random amount which seems fair to you, or you guys can consider taking the cake pricing course, the link for which is in the description box below, to arrive to the exact amount without wasting too much time, because I have done all the work for you. Okay, so that's your indirect costing. So far you have done the direct costing, which is to calculate the ingredient cost, each and every ingredient that you would need to make the cake. And you have also derived your indirect costing, which is the list of things that I just mentioned. Coming to the most important part, which is to calculate and value your time, which is labor cost. Imagine a scenario, say suppose you are going to a 9 to 5 day job, and you did this intense research project work, and at the end of the month your manager calls you and says, hey, what a fabulous job you have done, well done, I'm so proud of you, this is the best thing that you could put up. And he doesn't pay you. Will you accept that? I mean, will you just work for an appreciation? Then why do you do when you're making a cake? You're spending so much time. You are an artist. No one can create what you have created. You are unique. So you need to start valuing yourself, my friend, because once you start valuing your work, you would appreciate each and everything. So start valuing your labor cost. So how much should you charge for your work? So the estimate for this would be calculated by taking the example of your day job itself. So suppose you are getting paid 100 rupees for 1 hour. So you would add 100 rupees as an hourly charge while making the cake. So suppose you need 3 hours for baking the cake, then 300 rupees would be your labor charges, that is your wages. Now I am saying 3 hours because we won't take into the consideration the time the cake needs to cool down or the cake is baking in the oven. So that is the passive time. You have to charge for the active time of making the cake. So the hours that I mentioned, so the hours that I mentioned would depend upon your efficiency. Someone would need just 2 hours to make a vanilla based cake. Right from preparing the batter to doing the crumb coat to doing the basic decoration. Someone might need 4 hours to do the same cake. So it depends upon your efficiency and you can charge accordingly. Let us take the example of 3 hours here, like I mentioned. So if for 1 hour you are earning 100 rupees in your day job, then you can do the same while making the cake as well. So 300 rupees would be your wages that you would put straight into the total cost of your cakes. So this is one way of arriving to the estimate of how much to charge for your 1 hour of time. Under wages is where you would also calculate the cost or the amount you're paying to the helper who may be doing the back end work for you. So here is where you have to take into consideration her salary as well. So cost of labor would be your salary as well as your helper's salary. So this is what you would charge for a simple cake, but suppose you're saying you want to make a theme cake, then in that case you have to charge additional for your skill. Say for example, let's take the Peppa Pig cake that I just made for my daughter's 3rd birthday. So in that case you would charge additional for the skill. As you can see in that cake, I have made the toppers with fondant, I have made so many additional decorations, I have carved the cake. In that case you have to add specific amount as your skill and calculate accordingly. So now all this was your cost price. What about profit? A business cannot run without profit, right? So the fourth thing that you have to consider is adding a profit percentage. So this is up to you. You can add a small amount of profit percentage to your cake price and derive the total value of your cake. So yes, that was how you calculate your price of a cake, which is the cost of ingredients, the direct costing, the indirect costing, the labor cost and profit. So just take a day off, sit down in an Excel sheet or using a pen and paper, just add up all the values to derive to your cost price so that you do not end up undercharging or undervaluing yourself. However, if you do not want to do all the work, then I have done all that for you guys. You can check the link in the description box below to take up the course and do your work in a matter of minutes.
Inside this course, you will find a pre-recorded video wherein I'll walk you through and explain each and every segment of calculation in a detailed manner with all the mathematics. It also includes a free Google Sheet with preloaded formulas, so you just have to enter few details and it will calculate the price for you instantly, saving you loads of time and energy. Just trust me on this part. Not only cakes, you can literally use the Excel sheet to calculate any product that you wish to sell. And along with that, I'll also mention few tips to reduce your cost price and increase the profit margin thereby. Finally, you will also get access to a 24/7 Facebook community group where you can discuss all your queries in terms of calculation and also seek advice from fellow breakers from different parts of the country. If all that sounds right up your alley, do consider taking up the course. And the first 50 members to join also receives a discount coupon code. So yes, do consider grabbing the offer until it lasts.
I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you soon with yet another recipe. Until then, this is Sushma signing off. Take care. Bye-bye.